Hey, good morning. Hello, everybody. I got the Rancher and myself on. Welcome, Rancher.
Thanks for having me. Oh, by the way, Blue Shirt, I sent you a link via iMessage.
Cool. And yeah, I just thought we would just come on here. Had a beach day yesterday for the Labor Day weekend here in the United States, and looks like we're going to have another beach day today. Looks like it. So I figured I'll come on here and let's chat about some watches first. While you're under quarantine, as you told me, still.
Yep, voluntarily, but yeah. I was doing some research, and apparently, like after 8 days, the chance of a false negative goes down to 20%. And I figure if I get a negative test and I'm still not showing symptoms, I'm probably in the clear.
I did send a link to Chicago Spartan right now. If you want to join Chicago, if you happen to be watching. But yeah, he went through that whole COVID ordeal, so we'll hear from him one of these days. But yeah, man, I'm gonna see if I can make it to the beach today. You know, I'm feeling rough today from going yesterday, but it's too hot to stay in the house. It's way too hot to stay in the house. Yesterday was about 100 degrees, and there's no air conditioning here.
There's no air conditioning in your house?
No.
Oh my God. In California?
Yeah, I only the newer homes got it. I know you're being sarcastic, but yeah, only the new homes have it. All the homes pre-19, I don't know, 70s, 60s. My home was built in the 50s. There's no AC here.
Wow. No, so, I'm not being sarcastic.
But and it's like it's beautiful outside in the evening as long as you're laying under your tree, I guess. But inside the house seems to just box up all the heat. You know, even opening the windows doesn't provide enough when there's no breeze.
Get yourself a swamp cooler.
Yeah. Fans don't have enough of them though. We deal through it. You know what? It's not bad enough of the time to worry about it. But like I said, on days like this, we need to get out of the house.
Hey guys.
Where I just talked to Bud this morning. He said 8 inches of snow is expected tomorrow in Colorado. So he's working his last day like today.
Wow.
What's up, Blue Shirt?
Wow. Hey, not much. Happy Labor Day, everybody.
Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Which it seems kind of weird that there's even a Labor Day holiday, being that half the people aren't working anyway. Yeah.
So what's going on?
Or in this case, 2/3 of the people on the program aren't working. 2 out of 3.
Yeah, right.
What you gotta do? And you know, I try to get them to go out on the boat for a little bit. I said, come on, let's go out on the boat. You know, being that you were all with me, you guys can help me manage it and get it out, and we can all take a little dip into the ocean or into the bay. But they're not fans of that. They're not fans of that, unfortunately.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna hobble my ass to the beach sand with them, and that's gonna be harder than sitting in the boat. But it's okay. We'll do it. Once I get there, I'll be okay. Beer me up. Beer me up, Scotty.
There you go. There you go.
Beer me up, Scotty, and I won't feel it till tomorrow.
Now, were you on the Flipping Zippo stream yesterday?
Was I?
Either one. I won't. No, blue shirt. I knew you were up there.
No, I wasn't. I was at the beach all day long.
That was actually a really fun time.
Cool.
Yeah, for an audience, in front of an audience.
I'm sorry you were Doc BBW yesterday.
I didn't catch any of the streams yesterday. I usually have headphones on and I'm listening to the Archie stream, and I might have even joined from the beach yesterday, but I was actually having such a good time that, it was so hot yesterday that
How hot was it?
it was so hot that the water was just, you just jump in it. Didn't matter what the water was like. Just had
Nice. You gotta love it when it's like that because it doesn't happen too often.
Yeah, and the water has an amazing turquoise aqua color to it as it's leaving the beach and gets deeper. That it's never had before. It's got to be completely a result of the virus and the cleansing of the oceans due to the quarantines.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't surprise me.
And the fish life. They spotted a giant great white off my bay here a few days ago.
Oh, no kidding.
I was afraid you sunk your butt during that Trump rally, but that was Texas, I guess.
The waves in a lake get bigger than the waves in the ocean. At least bigger than local waves, in an ocean. They get wild.
Oh, they certainly can, depending, because sometimes it can be almost like a wind funnel.
Right. I'm kind of a little bit Rolexed out, although I could talk.
What?
Is anybody else coming to town with any product for us to talk about? I know the Snoopy's on deck. Is there any leaks about it? Anything we know at all? You guys interested?
Just that I know what's his name? Showcase was saying the other day that they bumped the price up on the Ed White even before it's been released. So
what is it now?
Whoa! We got a surprise visitor, man. He's back from the dead. Chicago Spartan, Detroit Spartan. What's up, bro?
Literally back from the dead, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good.
Man.
Good.
How you feeling?
Much better now. I'll tell you that.
Good.
Well, we all want to hear your story, man. If you're willing to tell it, apparently.
Want to start off with? I'll show you part of the story right now. Do you see it? Yeah, maybe you guys can't see that. I have a nice little scar right down the middle of my chest that goes down to about here.
Yeah, you told me you had heart surgery.
Yeah, open heart surgery.
Wow.
Mid-30s, never expected it. Went in, just started getting high fevers, 105, 106 fevers all day around Memorial Day. Clearly thought it was COVID and was told it was COVID 30 times. Went in to get a test, tested negative, but they said, you tested negative, but you have COVID. Go home, take Tylenol, Motrin every 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and that went on for another week or so. Then I got another test. Same thing, negative. We were able to reduce your fever, go home, take Tylenol, Motrin. You're young, you'll get over it. That ended up in an ER visit because I was just vomiting. I had the fever. My spouse was just freaked out. She was like, we need to go to the ER now. And I'm like, no, I'm going to tough this out. This is COVID. I got this. Well, it got to the point where I wasn't even conscious. So we went. And first visit, they claimed on this visit I tested positive, but then they came back and said it was a false positive. Still said I had COVID, ended up sending me home. So 5 weeks in, we go again, and the whole time I am just sick, like the sickest you could possibly be. and end up that second ER visit, and I'm in the room. They're just telling me, you know, you have COVID, you'll be fine. Test was negative again, and when I'm in there, the blood pressure just starts dropping like crazy, and I start losing my vision. Everything's going. Then they all rush in and realize I had some sort of heart issue. Called in the emergency cardiac team. Went up, they put the dye in me and did all the pictures and everything in my heart. In the meantime, they put like 5 bags of fluid in me to get my blood pressure up. So I'm sitting there like drowning on the table because it's entering my lungs, and it was just awful experience. And then the next day they come to me and say, well, we think you had COVID. It affected your heart in some manner or your immune system. Well, now you have a bacterial infection that has destroyed your aortic valve.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez.
And all your blood is just flowing back into you. And we think that your tricuspid valve might be damaged too. We'll find out once we get in there.
So what are you telling us? You've had like heart valve fucking replacements, dude?
Dude, yeah. Like aortic valve is replaced with a bioprosthetic valve. And tricuspid was able to be repaired. Thank God.
Wow.
And go ahead.
At any point, did you officially test positive for COVID?
I don't think so. I've tested 19 times, and according to I have so many doctors now, but according to the one I trust the most, he said I tested negative 19 times.
Wow.
And it's awful. Like I'm getting carted down the hall to the cardiac room, and they're sticking stuff up my nose to do it. It was just, that one night I had like 6 or 7 tests because they couldn't figure it out. This form of, it's a type of endocarditis, but it's really rare.
Yeah.
They couldn't get it to show up in their cultures. So they didn't know. And I was so sick by this time, they said if I would have stayed home another day, I would have been dead for sure.
You wouldn't have made it, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that not even to tell you what happened after that. So just real quick, I end up having open heart surgery. They think I'm too sick to have it, but they're like, we're got to do it. You're going to die. So we don't know what's going to, like, they basically told me going into it, we don't know what's going to happen. We're going to do our best. I got carted to another facility that's supposed to have one of the best heart surgeons in the country. He opened me up, supposed to be 6-hour surgery, ended up being 12 hours. After that, I was on a ventilator for 8 days, dialysis. My kidneys were shutting down. Liver was shutting down. And I guess I don't remember any of that, but I guess it was just, according to my family, it was awful. And wake up from that, and I got tubes all over me, like up in my mouth and everything. I don't know what's going on. And all my muscle was completely gone. Like I was a stick figure. I still kind of, I don't know, I can't show you, but I still kind of am. And
how long were you like laid out in the hospital bed for you to lose your muscle like that?
That was only about 2 weeks till I ended up fully waking up. And then, but
and
they
you
said
lose your muscle that quickly?
Yes. I have
You gotta
learned.
be kidding me.
I have learned quite a bit. If you have any questions, it is amazing. I couldn't walk. I could only move my head like this, and I couldn't move my arms. My hand a little bit, one of my hands. And it took me. I mean, I was in there for that ICU for a month.
Wow.
I wanted to get online, but I couldn't. And then I got moved to another long-term care facility. They started rehab just little by little, ended up getting up eventually. Then I went to inpatient rehab for another couple of weeks and learned how to walk again, learned how to do. So right now I can walk without a walker only about 8 to 10 minutes. But I felt good the other day. I was watching your stream and I saw you had a walker, Rich, and I started laughing. I said, we're brothers.
Hey, so when you first told me about it and I got the first email from you, Was that like a first stage? Was that before you got a heart surgery, or was that after? Remember, you sent me an email and you said,
Yes.
yeah. So I'm wondering, like, did you go back into getting worse, or yeah, when did the surgery happen? Did it happen before or after that email?
So the surgery happened, I'm kind of looking right now, actually, because the dates get a little fuzzy, but I think the surgery happened towards the middle end of June. So I think I sent you that
email before.
Yes.
So you thought you had beaten it, and then you got worse. That's what I was thinking from the email. Tom.
Yeah. So I sent that to everyone. I was like, I'm getting over this. I was convinced that I was going to get over it, and boy, did I! Because I thought I had all I had was COVID, and I thought, in a couple of weeks I'm mid-30s. I'll be over this. Everything's going to be fine. And some days were okay, but I'm telling you what, dude, it was brutal. And
that's a crazy story, man. Thank God you're back and you're okay. You. I mean, we were all thinking about you.
And it's crazy. Now I have all these, like, this thing over here was an IV. I have all kinds of, here, let me see if kinds of like scars and marks. And
there's a lot of people out there that don't believe it's real. They think it's a conspiracy theory and all of that. And ever since I got your email, I told everybody, hey, this is a for real thing. A young, tough guy's got it. It's not something to take lightly. And man, you're a case in point for everybody, like my family, my friends, as an immediate, like when somebody says, do you know anybody who's got it? We don't know anybody. Well, here you go. MFers, I got someone I know who's got it, you see.
Well, and it's not only me. So my primary doctor said, there's no question that I had it. And because I would have never gotten this bacteria. Like he said, the chances of someone my age and my health getting this infection was zero. Like it wasn't going to happen. But being in there, I mean, I tell you what, you spend 2 months in the hospital, you'll get some perspective on life. There was kids 20, 30, guys 40, 50 that looked great, and they all had heart-related issues due to COVID.
Wow. And man, you're not exactly in the clear. I mean, now you have medical issues.
Oh, it's depressing. If anyone out there has had open heart surgery and wants to give me some positive news, please give it, because 15 to 20 years from now, I'm going to have to get this valve replaced. They claim that it's going to be a very, the technology at that point, it may even just be a scope. It won't be that big of a deal,
Sure.
But still, just to think about that is like, I don't know. What's it going to be like when it starts to fail? Like, what am I going to start feeling like?
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Your whole life has changed, but at least you're here, man. I mean, you could be a number like those, like you could just be a number. So thank God.
Yeah. And I feel I was miserable. So I feel so much better now. And here's I'll give you guys some positive news. So when I'm in there, I keep getting text from my AD that I have something waiting for me. And I can't get it because I can't even walk. So even when I got out, I couldn't get it. And finally, I was able to get it the other day because I was able to walk.
Yay.
And I was like, about damn time.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Thank you.
And
it was hard to get. It was.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of money, but I'm happy to have it.
Bro, that one's got the biggest story tied to it right there.
Yeah. And I like the clasp that you don't like, Rich. I didn't think I would, but I actually like it.
And not only that, didn't you just pick up the green dial day date before this entire issue all happened? Pretty much. So both of those stories are really right. You got that just before getting into this.
Just before getting sick, I got this, and I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, God, I just spent $40K on a watch, and I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna. Hopefully, she can get the money back out of it, because I don't know, she would have been fine. But
oh man, that's so crazy. So both those watches, man, going in and coming out. So you'll never those two watches.
They got good stories tied to them. from what I've seen 2 cardiologists since I've been out, from what they claim, they said I'm going to have, a full recovery. I'm going to lead a normal life, So,
Thank God.
So I got to believe them. Right now, it's just so sore through here. I wish I could show you guys that scar.
I couldn't imagine, man.
And then there's holes where where blood comes out of you and portholes. But there's a start of it. So they crack your whole sternum and rib cage all the way down.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you can actually see it there.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
And the pain, like the discomfort and the pain through there is pretty intense.
Yeah, you gotta be kidding me. They actually cut open your sternum. They don't. That's the way they do it. What are they going to do? They're not going to cut open all the other ribs, I thought they would like spread the ribs open or something. But wow.
Apparently, some of the top portion of your ribs get split open. I can't imagine what that looks like. And
I've had like a cracked rib before, and that you can't even breathe deep in and out. I can't even imagine what that feels like. Yeah.
At this point now, I know it's there. So anytime I breathe deep, I know it's there. I had to build my lungs back up because they had so much fluid in them. I was on the highest amount of oxygen you could get. There was nurses in there that were saying, "Oh, you're going to be on oxygen forever," and all. I'm like, bullshit. I'm not. I have no plans on. Like some of them would say, "You're going to end up in a nursing home." I'm like, this ain't happening. So,
does anybody have any questions for him that he might not mind answering? Throw them up in the chat, maybe. But yeah, I'm with you, man. That's what I'm with you, man. I try to use it or I'm going to lose it. So if I just sit here in a chair all day, boy, I had no idea you can lose your muscle from just sitting that quickly. 2 weeks? Are you kidding me? Oh man, I'm not going to want to sit here for 2 days.
And they said too that going into it, I didn't move for that whole month. Like when I emailed you, I was barely moving. I wasn't eating at all.
Yeah.
So they said that didn't help matters at all. But I used to have huge like calves and everything, and they are gone. Now they're coming back, but they were just pencils.
Well, man. Well,
what a story. Wow, man. God bless you.
Thank you.
What do you think of the Pepsi that you just picked up then? So you just had it, man, for what, like a week now or so?
Yeah, something like that. I love it. It's like the perfect watch because it does have that sports feel, but it's also, you can dress it up a little bit. I just love the colors. I love everything about it. It's probably my favorite watch. Now it's everything I thought it would be. And then some, but I've never even had a GMT before this. So this is my first one. So maybe once I get some other ones, I won't be so thrilled about it. But right now I'm loving it.
What did your AD say about your ordeal? And did he, was he about to like give the watch to the next person on the wait list? What was it going on there? Did anybody respond to you?
So I'm in the hospital. I'm just sick as a dog, and I'm texting. I'm like, I'll pay for it over the phone. I'll do whatever you need me to do. And they're like, no. You've been one of our best customers. It is here. So whenever you need to get it, it is here. And they kept telling me that. I'm like, there's no way. They're not holding on to a Pepsi for like 6-7 months. Well, they did. And when I could finally get in there with my walker, I walked myself in there, and they just had it sitting there, and it sounds like I'm actually going to get one of these new pieces, the green sub, fairly quickly too. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Ask you.
Nice.
So you're in for that. They'll probably get. I have no doubt they'll get that for you after what you've been through.
That's what they said, and they've been. I mean, just fantastic. I have spent a lot of money there, but they have been phenomenal.
Right on. You might be the first person to share that new sub with us, then. More than likely, actually.
Has anyone else got any? Because they, according to what I hear, they're going to get them pretty quickly.
No, I don't know.
Nothing here in the flyover states so far.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing here either.
It took them like a week to get the Tudor Black Bay in as well. So.
Wow.
My AD said they're not going to be in a hurry to get them. They'll be looking at a couple of months. And I just put in for that turquoise 41 OP for my wife, and that's it.
Oh, she's gonna love that. That's gonna be cool.
I'm not looking to get anything for myself out of that line, I don't think.
I've been paying attention to you though. I haven't been able to watch much, but when I watch, I saw that you're getting a FP and
Oh yeah, cool.
trying to get a Pepsi, and I've been paying attention.
Now, were you watching Archie during that time?
I only watch his watch reviews. His live show, I know it's pretty consistent, but I never got into it much, and I always seem to be busy or taking medication or something during it.
Oh, thank God! I was worried it may have hindered your recovery if you watched it.
I was gonna say, that would have been good for you to watch every day in your
It's
position.
consistently bad.
No, live-wise, I watch Rich and I watch your buddy, the dog trainer.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, Archie he's been doing daily streams lately. They've gotten less entertaining than they were more so entertaining in the beginning of the COVID, but
Is he actually talking about watches or just a bunch of craziness?
It's a mix. It's usually about watches. But I guess James is asking you, joining late, do you have any insight on if someone can get the virus again? Oh, are you able to get the virus again, or are you immune from it now?
It's crazy.
Antibody, are you good?
So I took that's a good question. So I took an antibody test and I tested positive. So I did have it at some point. That's a long story short. But when I was in there, you hear so much from the doctors and nurses, because the second I was in 3 hospitals. The second one I was in was very close to Detroit, and they got hammered during the initial surge. Yeah. Freezer trucks out the back and everything. I mean, I've seen pictures. They weren't bullshitting. And they have had patients come back that have had it and tested positive again. So they think you can get it a second time, but it's not scientific. I'm not here to guarantee. I'm not a doctor, but that's what they do.
But that's the real truth right there. So it is unknown. Yeah. Okay. Right. And you know, this also struck you just after you moved from Chicago to Detroit, right?
Well, I've been here for a little while now.
Okay.
I just didn't change my name, but I did live in Chicago for almost 10 years.
Where did you pick this up from? Do you have any idea? Did people have to quarantine around you, family or girlfriend? Or she has it then too, because she was with you, right? So,
well,
hear from it, or
she's like an ultra marathon runner, super healthy, eats unbelievably healthy and everything. So she kept testing, and it always came back negative, and she never had any symptoms besides a little bit of a sore throat. So we don't know. We don't know if she got it, but I was in a completely different room. I was separated, yada, yada, yada. So she wasn't, when I was really having hard symptoms, she wasn't, very close proximity. We didn't sleep in the same bed or anything like that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
I was a little paranoid. I was feeling a little bit better. It's been like 5 days or 6 days since I was exposed. Now I'm listening to you, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, well, got exposed by a prisoner.
Really?
Close contact a few days ago. So he's under self-quarantine right now. Is the prisoner really sick, CLYVERS?
No, but like I said, but there are asymptomatic carriers out there.
Right. Well, of course. Hopefully it's a false test on him too. Maybe. Hopefully that there's good chances of that.
No. I've heard that. I've been doing some research. The chances of a false positive are slim. It's the false negatives.
Yeah.
That are rampant.
Yeah.
So like even now, tomorrow I was thinking, well, if I take one, there's still a 20% chance, at least 20% chance that it'll come. I mean, with a false negative, even if I have it. So I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard similar.
Yeah. Mackenzie, he said his next watch is the new Submariner green dial. He's getting it for sure from his AD. 100%. It's coming. They're going to give it to him easily because of his ordeal. He deserved it. He earned it.
Well, and I've spent a shitload of money there too, so they better give it to me. But no, and I'm waiting for the Panda too, just like you, Rich. So
Oh,
Hopefully.
cool.
And they claim that will not affect my eligibility to get the green sub, because usually they only give, it depends how much you spend, but maybe 2-3 allocated watches a year, and I'm already at 2, so I don't know. I'm sure I'll get one of them soon, and then probably one of them in the spring.
You know what, Detroit? Apparently, getting that Panda or even the black dial right now is even maybe twice as hard to get as it was before. I think probably due to the COVID and the shortages and all of that stuff.
I've heard crazy things. I've heard they haven't, certain watches they haven't seen for like years, like a year or two. I mean, I heard a lot from the AD the other day.
Yes, I'm hearing the same thing, and so he's always been assuring me I'm getting a Panda, no problem. But the last conversation sort of seemed like I'm going to get you more than a couple of good things in your hand, because he didn't say this. I might not get you a Panda, but I kind of felt that. So he might be,
Yeah.
It happens.
What else are you trying to get from him? Pepsi?
I mean, I really wasn't, but yeah, Pepsi, I suppose.
Yeah.
I told him, hey, if a Meteorite GMT2 like Buds comes up,
Yeah.
I could be game for that.
Okay, now.
The boss came out and had to shut her down.
Yeah, the kid's in here. He's trying to handcuff me. But yeah, I mean, that's about. I'm not looking to get anything other than for my wife that turquoise OP41.
When are you supposed to get that FP?
Around, the FP about 8-9 months.
Not bad. It would be worth it.
Yeah. If the Panda comes in, that's what I'm a taker for that. I don't know if anything else comes in. You know what I would do.
Hey, Detroit Spartan, just out of curiosity, what's your blood type?
I should know because I got about 400 blood transfusions. Let me look. I have everything written down. I think it's A negative.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember mine either. I've got one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Well, there's some tests. I mean, I've heard some studies showing that the A's are getting the worst of it.
I've heard that as well. But
really?
Yeah.
Is that the rarer blood type or the more common blood type? Do you know?
It's a rarer one, I think. O is
O is the most common.
Okay, I have one of the more. So then you know what? I was going to ask you. Ah, shit. Brain fart. Well, Dr. A and B's. Oh yeah. I was going to ask you. Do you know how you got it? Can you place how you got it?
Well, yeah. Actually, someone with the virus gave it to them. That's generally how you get it.
Well, so our state at one point or another, I can't remember when now. I've been through so much. We shut down almost completely as far as being able to go to work. But so I work at a basically for a company, and I own my own business. So what we do, we were still allowed to work. We were considered essential, but none of my employees. There was like no one on the road. So you would go into work, and there would just these roads that I would normally travel would be just it looked like The Walking Dead. Like no one would be out there. So I didn't run into anyone besides my employees, and none of them had symptoms, and none of them have tested positive.
Well, actually, if there's no one on the road, it'd be more like I Am Legend, really, if you want to get technical about it.
It felt like that. It was pretty nice. You could get to work in like half the time.
Yeah, there were days like that, really. Driving in LA on the LA freeway.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
So you have no idea. No. And really just total random.
Well, that's weird.
And I've been asked from every doctor, every infectious disease doctor. I've been asked so many times, but no, I don't know anybody that's tested positive, to be honest with you. besides the guys I met in the hospital, and those stories are they're intense.
Yeah, frontline stories from the patients like yourself are there's no in between. It's either bad or worse. That's all, right? All the stories are either bad or worse if you've been admitted.
Mm.
Well, I was in inpatient rehab, and there's this kid that looks like he's like 17, 18 years old. He ended up being 20, and he is just bones. Like there is not an ounce of muscle on this kid, and he's barely walking. He has, you know, I don't want to get into everything, but you could tell he's been through hell.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just a COVID patient that was on a ventilator for almost a month. And the kid was 20 years old.
Wow.
Now, I've heard it's a liberal disease, so if you go around wearing a MAGA hat, you won't get it, right?
CLYVERS, I'm with you. I'm so sick of hearing that shit. Beforehand, you could probably, you know, I wouldn't be too far from that thought process. Now I'm just like, I don't want to hear it. I've talked to so many doctors and nurses, and none of them differed from their opinion. They all said this is very real. Any age, you know, you don't want to get this. Clearly, if you're elderly, you're older, you have pre-existing conditions. Yes, you are more, you know, you don't want to get it.
Right.
Yes, but I saw it all, and and not only that, the stories from them too. They're just like, you do not want to get this. Believe me.
Makes you really think.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a good wake up call for all of us in our watch community to see you on here, and I'm sure a lot of people end up sharing and this video with other people, and so people that don't believe it's real, and they're going to be able to see it here. It's
I think the biggest thing is it hits certain people certain ways, and if you don't know how it's going to hit you,
there's no way to know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like it hit the Prime Minister of the UK, right, Boris
Johnson.
That guy is elderly, doesn't look to be in the greatest health. I'm sure he's a red meat eater, you know, like they are in the UK. I mean, that guy made it. I wouldn't have thought he made it, but you know, I wouldn't have thought you would have gotten it. So it's really random. It really is random, isn't it?
Well, and apparently the kind of the threshold that you don't want to go to is the ventilator. Mm-hmm. And once they put you on that, and it's hell, because there's so many things I could tell you guys about that you would never think about. So before they put you on the ventilator, they try like hell to not put you on the ventilator. So you're sitting there trying to like suck oxygen, breathe, do all these things that you don't want, like breathing exercises you don't want to be doing because you're sick as hell. You don't want to, you feel awful. But you know, if you get put on that ventilator that there's a good chance you might not get off it. So it's just the whole ordeal is hell. Like there's never a rest or a break point. And my story, how things ended for me was bad, but my story is not as bad as some of the guys that have suffered that were awake during their ordeals. Were way worse than me from what they told me.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank God you're getting better.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank you, guys.
That's crazy, unbelievable.
Yeah, I had the iPad up in the hospital, and I was watching you guys, and Bud and Blue Shirt and CLYVERS and Rich and Dog Trainer, and I wanted to get on because you were emailing me, but I couldn't do it. Like the times never matched up. There's so much shit that goes on. Like doctor comes in every hour or so, nurse comes in, medication. I'm on all these IVs. It was just impossible until about now to get on.
Yeah. James is asking if you're going to put a rubber bee on your new Pepsi. Can you put a rubber bee on the Jubilee Pepsis? I don't know if you can.
I don't know, but I'm never taking this bracelet.
Yeah, I was going to say, why would you want to take the Jubilee off? That's supposed to be the best bracelet.
Yeah.
You don't even know it's on your wrist. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not jingly jangly. It is solid and comfortable.
Yes. But someone was asking, what is the new the new hyped watch, and according to my AD, this thing is, because they haven't seen another one since I've gotten it, and before I picked it up, they hadn't seen one for almost a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're really telling me like, hang on to that watch because we're not seeing it.
It's a rose gold, isn't it?
Yeah, rose gold with a. I don't know how the other one's doing. I haven't asked, but this one in particular, because they have 3 stores, they have 3 ADs, and they have not seen it, and they've seen one in 2 years, and it's been mine.
And the green dial only comes in the rose gold, doesn't it? I think so.
Well, no, I think the other one comes with the green dial too.
Okay.
But I haven't seen it. But
yeah, you know, they've eliminated the Hulk. You know, it was discontinued.
Yeah.
So that's one less green dial in the line. So what do you have? Green dial Daytona, which is already hard to come by. The green OP now they have. That green President Day. They have a green GMT2. Oh no, that's discontinued, isn't it? So
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm not sure what other green dials they have.
Well, apparently I didn't know this because I didn't even know when this watch came out. I just wasn't looking for a president at the time, and I didn't think I would be anytime soon, to be honest with you. But I loved it so much. It was some sort of anniversary piece too, and that's why it has the green dial. Yada yada yada. I don't know what the anniversary was, but so somehow it has some other special meaning to the company.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'll have to check that out. That's interesting to know.
I know Bud had a chance at one, and I think he was close, but he didn't end up pulling the trigger.
Oh, I kind of motivated him against it. I don't know if I was the motivating factor or not, but I remember telling him that I didn't particularly care for it.
I saw it in pictures. I never thought much of it, and when I saw it in person, I was in Florida on vacation for 3 weeks, and she told me, I got something in, you got to see it in person. So I go in, and she shows me a root beer, and I'm like, they get root beers like it's a date just like a woman's date just. They get root beers every 2 weeks.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If you want a root beer, hit me up.
I mean, there was a few people just getting them after hand over fist a few months ago. Like 3-4 people were getting them.
Yeah, from my connection, if you need a root beer, I'm your guy. So then she showed me this, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna have to buy that. I knew being a president, I knew being solid gold, it was gonna be hefty. I didn't even know what the price was when I walked in, and I ended up leaving with it.
Actually, I think Bud had that watch, and I think he flipped it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had that watch.
I thought he almost bought it and went back the next day to buy it, and it was gone. But I could be wrong.
No, you're probably right.
Have you thought about maybe turning this into a side business?
Buying and selling watches?
No. Like watch collectors would come by your house, you would coffin them, and that way they'd go up the AD list to get the Pepsi quicker.
You guys, I'll tell you a quick story. Do you guys, God, what's his, I can't think of his channel, but his name is Ocean O'Malley. He's in Italy. He has I think it's called Timeless Watch Channel.
Yeah.
He couldn't get a root beer, and before COVID hit, I had a root beer for him, and we were going to ship it to him. And because their postage actually shut down for a long period of time, it didn't end up happening. But he couldn't get a root beer over there either, and he spent a fair amount of money with his AD as well. But I'm telling you, once a month I get a call. We got another one in. I mean,
wow.
And it's not the solid gold. They always have the solid gold in the case. It's the two-tone.
It's the two-tone.
That's why I was thinking the gold day, because I know the green dial gold GMT is the GMT anniversary edition.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind picking that up someday.
Yeah, EP RFA is saying that the green your watch is the 60th anniversary.
Nice.
The green dial, date 40 is the 60th anniversary.
So that should date it from 2015, I guess.
I'm not sure when it came out.
Well, the
Great
date.
watch.
Oh no, no, I was thinking the Datejust. I'm sorry, my bad. Datejust was introduced in 45.
Rajiv says, yeah, it's true. The root beer is common. Yeah, I think it's one of the more common.
Oh, the root beer is so common.
I mean, hey, it's nothing wrong with it. If you like it, it's beautiful. It's a great two-tone. It's actually one of the better looking two-tones, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a great watch. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not many people are fans of two-tones. They really get dogged upon, like the two-tone Daytonas.
They do.
No. We only do that to Archie.
But it's interesting, though, that the Bluesy is a two-tone watch that's quite highly elevated in every way you look at it. Every manner, it's elevated.
It has staying power. It's been out for a long time.
Yeah. From 2016.
Okay.
And it's still in production, isn't it? Still on the Rolex website, right?
As far as I know, I think it's on the website. I think, technically you can get it. I think actually making that a reality is a different story.
Right. Dave says Watchbox has a Havana for $39.9. Yeah, that's pretty good price. I've seen them. That's what I would expect to pay. I've seen them listed everywhere for $42. So that sounds cool. I wonder what year it is. And I mean, that's about what I'm going to pay with the tax and all. It comes out to maybe a little bit less than that. 38, maybe $1,000, $1,500, less than that. But I want to be on record with the boutique. Give them my dollars, not Watchbox. Although there's nothing wrong with Watchbox. Watchbox is great. But I'm set up for the Chronometra Blue.
One of the guys asked me if I had a out-of-body experience. Let me tell you, the dreams you have.
That's an interesting question.
The dreams you have are something you don't ever want to have. Let me just tell you that they last for what seems to be days, literally, and they are very vivid and very real. And there's still things that I think are real that I have to go back to Donna, my partner, and be like, "Did this happen? Is this nurse real?" And yeah, and I have to ask these things because they are so vivid and so real. It would blow your mind.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. That's not an ordeal you even want to. That's not an experience you want to have in your pocket.
No.
I'm hoping to. Now that I'm feeling normal again and I'm moving around, I'm hoping to get with some guys that I know have had open heart surgery and just ask them what their experience has been like. Because if long term, if it's just another scope, if it's just to replace that valve every 20 years, maybe the technology will be good when I'm in my 50s to where I won't have to do it again. Then I'm not that concerned. I'm just happy to be alive because they thought I was dead 3 times.
Mm.
Like they told my family 3 times that he's most likely not going to survive the day. And every time I did. Yeah. And the worst I can't remember. So for me, it's almost not as bad for me as it is for them because they saw me and I was surrounded by machines and tubes, and I guess it was just awful.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if they would replace it every 20 years, like in 2 or 3 times. Will it be like Westworld?
That show's awesome.
The opener movie. I gotta pull up some of those old flicks and watch them with the boy.
Not the first couple of seasons of Westworld.
Well, that's the thing. Like all these shows that we watch and stuff, I'm just behind on everything now. It's crazy. I feel like I just went out of reality for 4 or 5 months and now I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, thank you for sharing your story. It's unbelievable, and I think it's important so that you know, people might change the way they think about it. It's definitely a good story, a good bad story.
That's the biggest thing is every doctor and nurse I had, and I'm telling you, I probably had over 100 nurses throughout, and probably, I don't know, 20, 30 doctors. And they all said the same thing. We wish we could get to someone in the media and let them know how real this is. They all said it. None of them wavered from that. Like none of them had that idea like, oh, this is fake news. This is, you know, we should all be playing football and something. Like none of them. And that kind of said something to me.
Right. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, no, for
Well,
sure.
we're just glad you're back, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I missed you guys.
Yeah. And you're welcome on the stream anytime. You know,
Appreciate it.
I'll shoot you my phone number in an email, so you got my number, and yeah. All right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up on a good note. 51 minutes. That's about all my bodies can handle, and I'll try to get myself together so I can make it to the beach with my family. And you guys enjoy your Labor Day Monday. Any final words or things out there to say?
Yeah, just welcome back, Detroit.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
It's so good to have you back.
It's so nice to be back and just be alive and feeling good, and no one should feel sorry for me or anything. I'm good to go, and I'm living life, and
Well, we
everything's
feel
good.
sorry for you, but it's because you live in Detroit.
Yeah, I knew but I don't know if you remember CLYVERS, but before this, you used to poke me about Detroit too. But I live in the nicer part, so I'm good.
Yeah, when I think of Detroit, I think of that that crazy pawn shop television series.
Yeah, I've been there. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a real crazy one, and that's what I think of.
It's everything you could imagine. Believe me, there is areas where you don't want to go.
Well, I was thinking about that one movie. What's it called? Oh yeah, Mad Max.
That's actually a pretty good movie. No, maybe Northern Michigan.
All right, guys, we will let you go.
All right. Thanks, Rich.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Nice
guys.
to see you.
Later, fellas.
Goodbye.
Well, that's good. You know, the whole concept of assless chaps. Just no.
What's that?
The whole concept of assless chaps. No.
God, that one went over my head. All right, see you guys later.
See you guys.
See ya.